What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Uh, Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. With that being said, man, I wanna talk about a statement that Iman Shepard made when he spoke about Kyrie Irving not wanting to play with LeBron, wanting to play against LeBron because Kyrie had he had what Amon Shumpert said, like that Kobe mindset, right? He wanted to compete against the best and beat the best. So that's part of the reason why Amon Shumpert said that Kyrie Irving wanted to get away from LeBron James. He didn't want to be up under LeBron James. He didn't want to be Robin, and then LeBron James was Batman. He saw himself as Batman, and he wanted to wanted to be like Kobe. Separate, like when Kobe separated himself from Shaq. He wanted to prove that he could do it without Shaq. Um, Kyrie wanted to prove that he could win and be successful without LeBron James, and that's nothing new. You see that. You saw it with let me see, Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury. Um, those guys, man, when they was in Minnesota, they was a terror. They was tearing everything up. And a lot of people believe that had they stayed together, they probably would have won at least one or two championships, right? Which I agree. I like when Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury was together. Who else? When Shaq and Penny. Shaq and Penny was in Orlando. People said that had they stayed together, they probably could have won a championship or two, right? But it happens, man, when you have two really good basketball players, two alphas. Both of those guys, both guys want to be, they want to run the show. So that's what happens. But I was listening to Road Tripping, right? And Road Tripping spoke about it, and they gave their take on what they thought about the Kyrie Irving and LeBron James situation back in Cleveland. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio from that. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give some of my input.
Went on Club Shay Shay and said he was not surprised that Kyrie left Cleveland because if you know Kyrie, you know that he is a Kobe guy and that he wanted to beat LeBron, not team up with him because he wants to be considered the best. And to be the best, you have to beat the best. You guys were there. You guys were around. Can you guys shed some perspective on maybe what Shumpert is discussing?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Here's what I assume. Kyrie was getting, have you ever seen that movie, League of Their Own?
Allie might have seen that movie.
I have.
Allie, you seen that movie? Okay.
Movie?
I remember Kit.
Allie still hasn't seen The Wood.
Nope.
I ain't saying a league of their own.
Do you remember Kit and Dottie? Right.
I am Kit.
Do you remember Kit needed to get that attention for what they were, but Dottie always got it for being a different type of leader? I felt like Kyrie, no matter what he did, even though he hit that shot, he was a great leader. It just wasn't ever his team, right? And I don't think it was so much about beating LeBron. I thought Kyrie was like, I can do this. I need to show myself that I can do this. He wanted his own team. He wanted to be that leader. And then he's even acknowledged that when he got to Boston, he was like, damn, I like matured and realized how hard of a job that LeBron was doing being that type of leader for us. And I felt like it was less about beating LeBron and more about showing the world he is just as good as a leader, as a locker room guy, and as a person who could take a team to a finals as LeBron. That's just what I assume.
All right, let me say this though about leading a team, right? Because Kobe did it for the Lakers, right? When Kobe had so much confidence in his game that he was able to do that, with the Lakers and elevate them and win. I think Kobe won like 3 championships without Shaq, and Shaq won 2 without him. So Kobe was able to do that, right? Oh no, Kobe won 2 without him because I think they won 3 together. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kobe won 2 and then Shaq won 1 without him. Kobe was able to do that. But the thing about it is, like, as a guard, as a 6'1" point guard in the NBA, it is so hard to win a championship. you know, and I think that Kyrie didn't, I don't know if he factored that in. Like when you think about a 6'1" guard leading a team and some of the guys that came before him trying to get over that hump, Allen Iverson, it's a ton of guys, man, who wasn't able to get over that hump. John Stockton. How tall was John Stockton? John Stockton might have been 6'1", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. But it's hard for a guard that size, man, to lead a team to a championship. And in most cases, you come up short unless you like Isaiah Thomas was the exception to the rule. You know, I think Isaiah Thomas is 6'1". So it doesn't say that, you know, if you don't get that championship, that don't speak to your ability. It's just that it is what it is. It's just so hard as a 6-foot guard, you know, to get a championship or to lead your team to a championship. So I think that when he got to Boston, he realized, man, that, you know, his work was really cut out for him. And then sometimes no matter how hard you work, it's just that like certain things are always working against you.
I agree. I think you look at the Kobe Shaq thing, right? I think you kind of look at that where Kyrie has he's one of the most unique, talented human beings we've ever seen, right? We know that. Mm-hmm. So for him, he's like, yo, I want to win a championship as the best player. I want to win an MVP. I want to win an all-star MVP. I want to win a finals MVP. It's okay to have those goals, right? It's okay to have those goals. Kyrie was I think he was in his third year when Bron came, as he was turning into this you know, once in a generation type monster. So for him to want to compete against the best, beat the best, and then, you know, it's like Kobe was very similar. Shaq shows up on his team. Kobe's a young player. They elevate together until it got to a place where there was like I would say a clash or just kind of a different disagreement of flows. Even they have not apologized, but they've mended things post their thing. So it's like, what I see Shump seeing is I think when we talk about Dottie, when we talk about the Kit, I can understand there's always that. Right?
Yeah.
But we weren't the Rockford Peaches, even though I know like 90% of that song.
Can you sing it for
Rockford
us?
Peach?
What?
Oh, that's the name of the team. I'm so stupid. I was like,
Perk. Thoughts?
So, yeah, I remember.
So I was there the first year for the finals run, right? I got there for the first year. And Bron, you know, each team had the group message. You know, shout out to Randy, a.k.a. Ramos. We're putting a group message when we go on the road. Hey, dinner reservations is at X, Y, and Z. You know, you go on the road team dinners, you had that different type of camaraderie. I don't recall one team dinner that I saw Kyrie Irving there. I actually was neighbors with Kyrie during that time. He stayed across the street from me. Kyrie, to me, he never wanted to be on the Bron wing, right? He never wanted to be in his shadows. And the way that I looked at it, it was more so like, it was almost as if it was like a, y'all kiss Bron ass around here type deal. Because, you know, like Bron have his own separate workouts outside of the organization, his own trainer. Shout out to I got Mike, one of the best in the business.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And then all of a sudden, like, I walk into the training facility one day and Kyrie got his own trainer in the training facility, right? And like you started to see that separation. It was even to the point when I first got there, when we scrimmaged up and down at practice, the very few times that we did, those two guys wasn't even on the same team.
All right, now a lot you do have that, you know, that competition. I think the competition part of it, I think is healthy because you get the best out of you get the best out of your ball players when there's a healthy competition. Like if Kyrie is challenging LeBron James, I think that's good, you know, because you want to see that. I remember when Kyrie, when he first got to the NBA, or was it the year before he got? When he first got to the NBA, they showed a open gym, right? And the open gym, you had NBA basketball players in there, and Kobe Bryant was in there, and Kyrie was in there, and Kobe and Kyrie was talking stuff to Kobe, right? And Kobe was laughing at him, wasn't really paying him no attention. And Kyrie was like, man, I bet you one-on-one, I beat you. I bet you one-on-one, I beat you. Kobe just bust out laughing and just told him, look, man, you're not ready for this. You can't. And like, what would you be able? How would you stop me? What would you be able to do? And then so Kyrie was telling him what he'd do to stop him, or telling him how he'd score on him. And Kobe was like, man, get out of here. And Kyrie was like, well, play me then. He was like, man, go ahead, get out of here. I'm not gonna play you. He said, when you get better, he said, then I'll play you. Kobe didn't play him, because Kobe felt like Kyrie had not. You just can't go into a gym and challenge Kobe Bryant, and he gonna honor that challenge. Like, Kobe didn't feel like he was worthy of that at that time, right? But it was, Kyrie probably looked at it like, yeah, man, you afraid. But I think Kyrie understood that Kobe's like, man, you're not just gonna walk up in the gym and anybody walk in the gym talk about I want to play you. He just just laughed at him like he wasn't ready. Although I know Kobe would have cooked him, but I just think that that competition, man, is just healthy. That is healthy. And when Kyrie got to Boston, he felt like he realized that it's hard. And the Boston team he went to, they had Jalen, they had Tatum, they had Brown. They was a good team. I didn't know how he fit in on that team. I think he would have had to be a pure point guard to really help that team develop. I think he should have stayed there, and work through those things with those guys, man. I think he should have stayed with Tatum and Brown and been more of a facilitator type point guard. But when you could score and do the things on the court that he could do, that could be a blessing and a curse, because you want to showcase your skills, but what you can do is not like what the team need on a night in and night out basis. So that's probably also why he left Boston after that. He just wanted to go to a team where he get to showcase his skills and put the team on his back, like LeBron did. Like LeBron at 6'9" was able to physically put a team on his back and just carry him. But he couldn't do that at 6'1". So it's different. He could have won, I thought, in Boston if he was more of a pass first guard and just ran the offense. With all that talent around him, they could have did some, but he left. So that's my take on it. I think that it was just, Kyrie just being competitive, which, fortunately he got a ring. Like I said, when Stephon Marbury left Kevin Garnett, he didn't get, he wound up not getting a ring. So sometimes it's you taking a chance when who else didn't get a ring? Penny Hardaway, he didn't get a ring, but Penny Hardaway got hurt also, right? But you just taking a chance, man, when you mess up something like that, when you split up that type of big man guard combination, and they elite, both of those guys are elite basketball players. So they, from time to time they're gonna bump heads, but it take a special kind of player to for somebody has to say, all right, man, you gonna be the alpha or you gonna be our leader. Like what's the guy from Miami? Like Dwayne Wade when he did for LeBron, when LeBron was the man when he went there, right? So he stepped back and let LeBron do his thing. When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, Steph Curry, I thought was the man, but he stepped back and allowed Kevin Durant to shine because it was best for the team. Magic, conferred, he conferred to Kareem. A lot of times that's showing more leadership and more unselfish than the guy who everybody who give the praise and the accolades to. So sometimes you have guys who are wise enough to see that, like, that's the thing to do, So sometimes you got to play Robin. You can't always be Batman. And the guy who played Robin sometimes come out on top. So that's, or you'll get your opportunity to shine at some point in time, So that's my take. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.